Hi guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things mundane and makeup related. That's your vibe. I'd love it if you'd subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I'm bringing you another tournament video. This is my single shadow tournament, the potted version. So these are all of my loose shadows, and then my couple potted, and I have one liquid shadow. It's everything that's in my top drawer. I will be doing a separate one for my magnetic singles. So if you want to see which single potted shadow is the winner, then let's go ahead and get on into it. So just like for all of my other tournament videos, I threw everything that I'm working on in projects back into its drawer where it goes. And then I did a random number generator to pair each one up. Now I have 17 shadows in this drawer, so there is an odd man out at the bottom. So we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll have a little three-way. We'll have a little three-way at the end. It's fine. I have a lot of Ice Cream Beauty duochromes because I get their duochrome of the month club. Otherwise, I have a lot of just one-offs and two-offs from brands. So I do have a couple brushes here in case I don't want to stick my finger into the shadow. We're going to be covered in sparkly sparkles by the end of this, but that is a-okay. For this video, I'm going to be doing the swatches on my hand. That's why you're seeing me in this angle and not top down first. We're going to be doing all the swatches on my hand because I just don't see how helpful it would be to be putting these all the way across my lid. These in particular. For the magnetic singles, I might do that. I might do an eye swatch video. Well, not an eye swatch video, but we might do it that way where the first round's on my hand and the second round from there on out, I'll be doing on my eyes. Haven't decided yet. Let me know for the magnetic round. Would you like to see the swatches on my eyes? Because I could do that. But for this round, it's just loose shadows are a lot. And I just thought it would be easiest to just do this whole one on my hand because we're still going to see what the pigments look like. That is enough chit chat. The first matchup is the Ice Cream Beauty Loose Pigment in shade number 1, which is this light green guy here, versus the Beauty Moon Pigment number 1. So they're listed as shade number 1 for me because they did not have shade names. And so I have to list them as something in my spreadsheet. So I just started numbering them because we get them in Ice Cream Beauty and I have multiples. So Ice Cream Beauty, which I have not used this shade yet. So here is that. Ooh. It's so sparkly. There's like a teal base to it with that light green flippy flip. I will say these are filled to the brim. It is insane. And I love these Beauty Moon Cosmetics pigments because they have their own base to them. So like you don't need to use NYX glitter glue. These stick to your lid by themselves. Oh, this one's a pink to gold with a hint of purple. This is a tough one. I love my loose pigments. I know so many people don't like loose pigments. I feel like I'm one of the only people left that really does. This is a tough one, but I'm going to go with the Beauty Moon Cosmetics in shade number 1. That's what's going to move on. So, you're dead to me. You're not, but could be. For our second pair up, we have the Bare Minerals in, wrong one, in Bahamas, which is this shade here. It's a darker brown. You'll see it better when we swatch it. Versus the Ice Cream Beauty Pigment in shade number 4. Jeez. Which is this purple, very dark purple shade. So the Ice Cream Beauty pigment was actually first. So let's swatch this guy. And this is actually my single shadow, my single Saturday shadow for this week. So I'm seeing purple, and then I'm seeing like a bronzy gold. Ooh, it's got like a warm purple base. That is really pretty. It's very striking. It is dark. I don't know how much I'm gonna love this because of how dark it is. I just don't like dark shimmers on my eyes. Versus the Bare Minerals shadow in this one's Bahamas. So this is what Bahamas looks like. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm going with that one. It's just because the other shade is so dark. I'm going with the shade Bahamas. What if none of these Ice Cream Beauty pigments move forward? I feel like then that should mean I should cancel the Duochrome of the Month Club. If none of them move forward from round one. You're dead to me, but you go in my drawer because I'm working on you. What are... Oh, Blazemere wants his window open, so give me 1 second to go do that. All right, next we have Ice Cream number 2, which is this super pale blue versus Bare Minerals Celestine, which is in a project. I think this one's lighter than Bahamas. So, which that noise you're hearing, that's me tapping these Ice Cream Beauty shades, because if you can see, like, they're filled to the top, the tippy top. So I'm seeing blue, I'm seeing green, I'm seeing gold. Wow, that is beautiful. They're so sparkly. This is like the reverse, but in a prettier version of that green one that we already swatched. And then we have Celestine. No, Celestine I think is a little darker, maybe. It's got like a darker base. The thing is, I don't wear blues. So as pretty and sparkly as this Ice Cream Beauty shade is, I like the Bare Minerals shade better. Okay, can the lid... There we go. So the Bare Minerals is going to advance. And then next we have from Sample Beauty. This is their pigment in Brittany. It is a teal, well not teal, a mint. And then we have our first like actual just regular shadow. This is from Natasha Denona and it's her matte shadow in Steel Blue. So we got like a minty shade versus a Steel Blue. And this is a mint with like a gold. It is very pretty. Versus the Natasha Denona. Very soft and powdery. That's hard. Because they're both very pretty in their own way. It's a beautiful dark blue. I don't love the gold. If it was just mint, I would like it better. So I'm actually going to move on the Natasha Denona little guy. Was not anticipating that. That is an upset for me. So next we have, hey, an ice cream shadow has to move forward. There's two in this one. We have number 5, which is this, like, as I throw it, this peachy pinky gold, versus number 3, oh my lord, which is another green, but this one has like a bronzy gold flip. These will be fun to pair together. So we have number 3. Number 3 is pretty, but it doesn't have a lot of base. It's mostly just glitters. I should say shimmers. And number 5, wow. Number 5 is intense. See, I don't know if I like that color though. I don't love either of these. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't love either of them. Do I cancel my duochrome of the month club? I'm gonna move on. Shade number 5. Oh, I went backwards. This is 5. I thought this was 3. But this is shade number 5. This is the one I'm gonna move forward. Because I just don't think I like this greeny color. Guys, I'm contemplating my life now. I guess I'll have to see what I get. I want to get September and October because October is my birthday, and then I might cancel it. We'll see. Now I'm contemplating my life decisions. Next, we have my one liquid shadow. This is from Beauty Creations. It's in the shade Win. The other 2 that came in this bundle dried out already, but this one's still going strong. And then I have Haunting Hues Curse of Love. So let's do the loose shadow first because I just don't want it to get into the liquid. So, Haunting Hues, Curse of Love. So it's got like a light pink base with some glitters, some shimmers in it. It's soft and sweet and cute. So, and my other Haunting Hues one was when they were still Tater rounds because they went through a rebrand. So it'll look a little different, but still. And then we have this guy. Yeah, I'm going to go with the liquid shadow, which is crazy. But it's just because of what it got paired up with. We're going liquid shadow. That is intense and wild looking. I just can't believe the other 2 already dried up. I used the one once, and it was a pretty color, but it was so dry. Like, it tugged on my eyes, and it hurt. It was just not a good time. And the other one, I swatched it and it was dry. And I was like, wait. So we have Haunting Hues, Persephone. And then we have Ice Cream Beauty number 6. And these both flip like a pinky purple. So I think these will be really nice to pair up against each other. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubs. So here's Persephone, which I love. And then we have Ice Cream Beauty. Number 6. Okay, I actually like that shade. This is the first one that I can say that, like, I actually think is pretty. So we're going to move on the Ice Cream Beauty shade. And that was shade number 6. So the next one is going to be a round of 3. So, we have Luxe Bee Cassius. We have Beauty Moon Cosmetics number 2, which this is was the odd man out. And then we have my Colourpop on a Whimsy. So, oh, I always do that so tight. Luxe B Cassius is my one and only actual glitter gel. It's like Ice Dream in its color, as you can see. But it is an actual glitter gel. But it is the most finely milled, softest glitter gel I've ever used, which is why it's the only one I've ever kept. Then we have on a Whimsy. So between these two, which am I moving forward? Unfortunately for the Luxe Beat, I've got to move on a Whimsy. So this one's out. And then between on a Whimsy and this Beauty Moon, ooh, I've never used this one. Yeah, I'm moving on the Colourpop on a Whimsy. I just love that shade so much that I gotta. This is pretty, but not as pretty as my Colourpop shade. So let me get this all set up for round 2, and we will go from there. Alrighty, so we are all set to go here. So our first pairing is Beauty Moon #1 versus Bare Minerals Bahamas. So, Moon versus Bare Minerals. My hands are gonna hurt by the end of this, just twisting these jars off and on. So, Beauty Moon versus Bare Minerals. As much as I love that Beauty Moon shade, I love the shine and the opaqueness from the Bare Minerals. And I really love this Bare Minerals shade. I do think I love, like, if the two Bare Minerals were paired together, I think I love this one more than Celestine. But I'm gonna put the Bare Minerals forward, which blows my mind. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Our next mashup is Bare Minerals Celestine versus the Natasha Denona Steel Blue. And I can't believe my one liquid shadow and both of my, like, potted shadows, like my actual little guys like this, got in here on round 2. That is wild to me. So we have Celestine versus Steel Blue. The, like, soft powder of that Natasha Denona shade is so beautiful, but I'm gonna put the Bare Minerals shadow through for 2 reasons. One, I just think it's prettier, and I'm not huge into matte single shadows. So even though the Natasha Denona one is pretty, I just don't love it. I want to pair, because, like, now those two Bare Minerals shades are paired with each other for round 3. So now we'll really get to see which one is my favorite. I do also want to see, is this Natasha Denona shade magnetic? No, it is not. It does not come out of its little guy. I just nicked it with the magnet, but nope, not magnetic, doesn't come out of this. That would be super helpful if it did. But that gets put up. So, Bare Minerals. Next, we have Ice Cream Beauty #5 versus the Beauty Creations Win. So, this is that peachy one that was basically just glitters. So there's, oh, there's a hint of pink. Okay. It's pretty. It is. Like, I'm not going to say that it's not pretty, but is it prettier than this liquid shadow? No, sure isn't. So the Beauty Creations liquid shadow is moving on. Moving on up. Moving on up. And our last pairing for round 2 is Ice Cream Beauty number 6, which is that pinky one, versus my Colourpop on a Whimsy. And I think this is going to be a hard battle for me, because this is the only Ice Cream Beauty shade that I actually liked, just off rip. This one does feel gritty though, so don't love that, but I do love the color. But like my Colourpop on a Whimsy is Colourpop on a Whimsy. Yeah, Colourpop's gotta go. It's gotta, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything set up for round 3, which will be our final round, and then we will determine our winner. So give me just a second here for me. And I mean, just a second for you guys. It's gonna be a hot minute for me, but. All right, so now we have the 2 Bare Minerals shades going head to head. And just based off rip, I think I'm gonna like Bahamas better, but let's see, we could have an upset in the tournament. We've already had a couple. So we have Bahamas here. So there is Bahamas, beautiful. And then we have Celestine. So the base on Bahamas is more pink, where the base on Celestine is more gold, bronzy gold. And I have to say, I do like Bahamas better. I never got out another wipe. Let me grab a wipe. Now this might be the hardest battle of the whole championship. This is Beauty Creations win. Wouldn't it be funny if this won? Which looks like this, versus Colourpop on a Whimsy. They're both very reflective and sparkly. What do I want to move forward? I'm gonna move my tried and true Colourpop on a Whimsy forward, just because I know that I don't love this formula. So Colourpop on a Whimsy is moving on up. Colourpop on a Whimsy. And our very last pairing to determine our winner is Bare Minerals Bahamas versus Colourpop on a Whimsy. Who do you think's gonna win? Do we have any predictions? They're both reflective. They're both gorgeous and stunning and lovely. This is so hard. Colourpop has the ease of use because it is a pressed shadow and not a loose shadow. And I do say silvers, it is my favorite silver. And I always say it's one of my favorites in my collection. I gotta go with the Colourpop. Colourpop on a Whimsy. I didn't think that it was actually gonna be my favorite potted single in my whole collection, but here we are. So the winner is Colourpop. Colourpop on a Whimsy. diggity. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. So I need to wear that more if that's my favorite shadow in my collection. Look at that. Just at this angle, that pales in comparison to Colourpop. When Colourpop does it right, because that shade is old. I got that from DW, actually, as a declutter. So, like, I don't even know how long she had that shade. I just know it's old. I know they don't sell it anymore. It's one of those to-dos. But when Colourpop does it right, they do it right, in my whole opinion. So that is going to do it for my single shadow potted tournament. I will be doing my magnetic tournament, but like I said, I'd love to know if you want to see eye swatches in that video, if that would be more helpful than just doing hand swatches, because I can do that. It would take more planning and more to do on my part, but I don't mind. If that's what you guys want to see, I can do that. So I would love your feedback on that. But otherwise, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and you're enjoying the series. I can't wait to get to palettes. But otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.